Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking quite an incredible journey, really, starting from deep inside the earth, these raw hidden wonders, all the way to the dazzling beauty of a finished gem, often crafted by hand.
It's quite a transformation.
It really is. And we're not just talking rocks today, or even just the artistry. We're digging into the community, the passion that brings it all together.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it.
So our mission, if you will, is to explore this fascinating crossroads of Earth, sciences, think geology, mineralogy, even paleontology, and the intricate world of lapidary arts. That's, gem cutting and polishing.
Exactly.
And we'll see how a specific group, the Columbia Gem and Mineral Society, or CGMS, they're a nonprofit education organization, how they really nurture this passion.
Right.
We'll touch on a real pioneer in amateur gem cutting and discover some of the ways people, maybe like you, connect with the natural world. This is where it gets really interesting, I think.
Indeed it does. And what's so striking really is how something that seems so specialized, like gem cutting, was actually made accessible. We should probably start with J. Harry Howard. He was from Greenville, South Carolina, a real visionary.
Okay.
He wrote this book, Handbook for the Amateur Lapidary, back in, I think, 1946. And it wasn't just some dry manual. It was, well, pretty revolutionary for its time.
How so?
Well, you see, back then, learning to cut gems was mostly done through apprenticeships, right? Skills were kept pretty close to the chest. Howard's whole goal was to sort of democratize it, open it up for anyone who was curious.
I see. Taking it out of the closed guilds, kind of?
Exactly. And he wasn't just writing about it. Howard was an innovator, a creator. He actually designed a lot of his own lapidary equipment.
Wow.
Yeah, which really shows his dedication.
Yeah.
And his huge collection, gems, minerals, even his own machines. He generously donated it all later to the University of South Carolina. You can still see parts of it displayed at the McKissick Museum. He really laid the groundwork for generations of hobbyists.
That's pretty amazing how one person can spark a whole movement like that. So, okay, for those of us maybe just getting curious, what does cut a gem actually mean? It sounds like it's way more involved than just, breaking a rock, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely an art, requires precision, patience. When we say cutting, it's really a series of specialized steps to bring out the stone's beauty.
Right.
One of the first really critical steps is sawing. You've got this rough chunk, right? You can't just whack at it. You typically use diamond saws, often cooled with water or oil, to make clean, precise cuts. This first cut really sets the stage for the gem's final shape and size.
So you're not just splitting it, you're kind of strategically revealing the best part, like seeing the potential inside.
Precisely. It's part geology, part artistry. You're envisioning the end result. And even sawing has its challenges. One thing Howard mentioned, actually, is ensuring the saw blade is true, perfectly straight. If it wobbles or if the stone has hidden cracks, you risk damaging everything. Even the old-school mud saws using abrasive paste were tricky, slow, messy, and you had to watch the heat build up.
Right, it could cause more cracks.
Exactly. And lubrication is key, too. Keeps things cool, cuts efficiently. Little details make a big difference.
I can see that. So, okay, you've made your first cut, you have a rough shape. What happens next? What about those smooth, kind of rounded stones you see a lot?
Good question. Those are probably cabochons. Think like polished turquoise or moonstone. Cabochon cutting creates that smooth, domed top, usually with a flat back.
Okay, so how do you get that smooth dome?
It's a process. First, you rough out the basic shape on a coarse grinding wheel carborundum, maybe. Then comes smoothing, using finer and finer wheels or sanders to get rid of all the scratches. Finally, you polish it, often on felt or leather wheels with super fine abrasives like tin oxide to get that beautiful shine. Usually hold the stone on a little stick with wax, a lap stick for better control. It's a real dance between grit and finesse.
That sounds intricate. Now, what about the really sparkly ones, like diamonds or sapphires with all the little flat faces? That seems like a whole other level.
It absolutely is. That's faceting. And yeah, it's a different beast altogether. Faceting is all about cutting those flat, symmetrical faces. The facets arranged precisely to catch and reflect light, maximizing the sparkle.
Right, the bling factor.
Exactly. It needs specialized gear, like a flat rotating disc called a lap, and a very precise faceting head or machine that holds the stone and lets you control the angles exactly.
Wow.
It's often a bit of cut and try, making tiny adjustments. And the stone itself tells you a lot. Topaz, for example, it splits easily along certain planes, cleavage planes, so you have to know that, or risk shattering it.
Oof.
Yeah. Or corundum that's rubies and sapphires. Its hardness actually varies depending on which direction you're cutting on the crystal. So you need skill, adaptability, it's geometry, physics, art, all rolled into one.
It really sounds like a universe within each stone.
Mm.
And I guess it doesn't even stop there. What else falls under lapidary arts?
Oh, definitely more. There's bead making, which involves sawing, drilling, rounding, smoothing, polishing a whole sequence. Gem drilling itself is tricky. You often drill from both sides to meet perfectly in the middle.
Ah, so it doesn't chip out.
Right, trueness is key again. And then there's intricate carving and engraving, turning a gem into a tiny sculpture or etching designs onto it. Each technique just opens up more possibilities.
It's clear this isn't just a solitary hobby, though. This mix of science and art seems to build a really strong community, like with the Columbia Gem and Mineral Society you mentioned. What kind of things do they actually do?
That's where it gets really fun and connects people directly to the earth. They organize these amazing field trips. Imagine going out to places like Bartow County and actually collecting cave onyx, calcite, aragonite.
Wow, like a real treasure hunt.
Totally. But it's more than that. It's hands-on geology. You're seeing these minerals in their natural setting.
Sounds incredible.
Yeah.
But I bet there are rules, safety things you need to think about. It's not just wandering around, is it?
Oh, definitely not. Safety and respect for the site are top priorities. Everyone signs release forms. If you bring a dog, it has to be on a leash. Kids need adult supervision, always.
Makes sense.
And you have to be aware. Watch out for unstable high walls. Poison ivy is a big one. Avoid any old mine shafts or caves, especially if bats might live there, or old landfills.
Right.
The gear list is important too. Rock hammers, chisels, maybe a sledgehammer, picks, shovels, definitely gloves, sturdy boots, bug spray, and lots of water, both for drinking and maybe washing off poison ivy oils quickly. It builds this culture of being prepared, looking out for each other.
Yeah, it sounds like a proper little expedition each time.
Yeah.
And these experiences must really deepen the understanding, right?
Yeah.
Connecting what you find to like bigger scientific ideas or even history.
Absolutely. It makes it tangible. Actually, it reminds me of this cool experiment the Ricky Rockhounds group did once with hematite. It's this grayish black looking rock.
Uh-huh.
But if you scratch it on unglazed porcelain, like the back of a tile, it leaves this bright red streak.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And what's wild is prehistoric people figured this out thousands of years ago. They ground up hematite, mixed it probably with animal fat or something, and used it as red paint. You see it in ancient cave paintings, like in Baja California, or the really famous ones at Lascaux in France.
No way, the Lascaux caves.
Yeah, fun fact. Discovered by 4 teenagers and their dog, apparently. So that simple rock connects you directly back to ancient human ingenuity.
That's incredible. So if someone's interested, what kind of skills can you actually learn through a group like CGMS? It sounds like it goes way beyond just field trips.
Oh, it's incredibly diverse. For jewelry making, they offer wire wrap classes from beginner right up to advanced, silversmithing, seed beading, other metalwork projects. The Faceting Guild meets regularly, sometimes even in members' homes, like Fred meets his place, for really practical hands-on learning.
That's great, learning directly from experienced folks. What about other, maybe more unusual crafts?
Yeah, they branch out. You might find demonstrations or classes in things like flint knapping, making stone tools like our ancestors did.
Wow, really? Yep. Glass fusing workshops, even sessions on building your own jeweler's workbench. And there's a big focus on the educational side, too. Gem identification classes are super popular, learning to use instruments, spot inclusions, tell natural from lab-grown stones.
That seems useful.
Definitely. And their monthly programs cover all sorts of things, maybe volcanoes one month, wildlife photography the next. It's always something interesting.
It really sounds like education and just sparking curiosity is central to what they do. How else do they kind of spread that knowledge?
Well, they're really committed. They participate in things like the USC Science and Engineering Fair, supporting student projects on topics like rock weathering from freezing or how to prevent soil erosion.
And they visit elementary schools too, showing kids South Carolina's own rocks and minerals quartz from Diamond Hill, amethyst, gold, kyanite, fuller's earth, just trying to ignite that spark early on. Fundamentally, the Columbia Gem and Mineral Society is exactly what you said, a nonprofit focused on education, promoting interest, sharing knowledge about earth sciences, geology, mineralogy, paleontology, and the related arts, especially lapidary. They're part of bigger federations too, connecting them with enthusiasts nationwide.
Okay, that brings us to something important listeners should know about their location. For a long time, they held their monthly meetings at the McKissick Museum on the USC campus. Great spot, lots of natural history there. They even had that hidden treasures exhibit, rediscovering the museum's collection.
I remember that.
But, and this is key, since 2021, CGMS no longer meets at McKissick Museum.
Right, that's an important update.
Yeah, so it's a new phase for them. The society is actually, right now, actively looking for a permanent home, not just for meetings, but a place for lectures, and crucially, their lapidary workshop.
A dedicated space would be fantastic for the workshop.
Exactly. They've even looked at potential places, like a building down in KC, pronounced Kayce, by the way, on Sunset Boulevard. They're doing their homework, looking at environmental stuff, renovation needs, really planning for the future.
And while that search is ongoing, they make sure everyone knows where to go. The current meeting locations, dates, times, all the details they're announced each month in their newsletter, Rocky Trails.
Good to know, so people can stay updated that way.
Yep.
And their core activities continue. Those monthly meetings sound great. Different speakers, presentations covering, well, everything we've been talking about. Earth science, geology, fossils, gems, minerals, jewelry making, lapidary, mining, rock collecting. It's a really lively learning space.
Definitely fosters a great atmosphere.
So really, the bottom line here is a big, warm invitation. If any of this sounds interesting to you, you are absolutely welcome to check out a meeting, see what the club is like. Consider joining if you want to dive deeper and connect with other people who share these interests.
Yeah, it's a very welcoming group.
So we've journeyed from deep in the Earth's crust right up to the skilled hands crafting something beautiful, all supported by this passionate community, the Columbia Gem and Mineral Society. If you have any interest in earth sciences, geology, fossils, gems, minerals, jewelry, lapidary, mining, or even just picking up cool rocks, there's a place for you here. Just a reminder. CGMS is a nonprofit educational group. They hold monthly meetings with speakers and presentations on all these fascinating topics. You are genuinely invited to attend. Check it out. Maybe join the club.
Absolutely.
And put this on your calendar. Everyone is invited to the Columbia Annual Gem and Mineral Show. It happens every November. It's a fantastic chance to see amazing specimens, talk to dealers, and just soak up the atmosphere of the community.
It's a great event. Highly recommend it. You know, it makes you think. Imagine the stories locked inside an ancient rock formation, or just think about a single gemstone. What could they tell you if you learned how to sort of read them? It's this incredible journey of discovery, really, just waiting for you to take the first step.